Hello, hello. This is the My Artifact episode number 3604. Today's date is 11th of September 2025. It's been almost like a night at 9. 11th of September, sorry. 21 of September, sorry. 21 of September 2025. It's been almost like a night at 9:52 p.m. Alright, so today I will not gonna ask question. I am kind of like somebody had some sort of realization, and um, I don't know about that. Like it's very hard to explain. All right, so let me give you clarification. Right. So today I watch the movie named Sayara. Okay, yeah. Sayara is a Bollywood movie, by the way. It's a romantic movie. Okay, really good movie. Okay, regarding about, if I'm trying to say regarding about the movie, it's really good. Let me tell you the story. Okay. If you actually seen it, it is good. If you not really seen it, spoiler alert. Okay, spoiler alert. Okay, this movie is actually based on boy and girl relationship. Like basically, boy actually fall in love with girls. Girl is actually fall in love with that boy. Okay, yeah. Now then realize that ki girl has a kind of like a some disease called Alzheimer, and she started forgetting some things. Okay, and till the end of the movie, she forget the boy. Okay, yeah. And this is what kind of like the stories actually revolve around it. Okay, yeah. This movie is a kind of like a something. This movie, the name of the movie named Sayara, which actually released on 2025, which is kind of like a somebody remake or inspired version of Korean movie A Moment to Remember, which is actually released in 2004. Now this movie is kind of like a have a similar structure story. Okay, yeah, like same boy and girl fall in love. Girl has a kind of like a some disease called Alzheimer, and she started forgetting until the end of the movie. She forgot the boy. Yeah. So basically, this is kind of like somebody the remake, not remake version, kind of like an inspired version. Okay, inspired version. Um, this movie is like regarding about when I watched the movie today. I watched the movie. This movie is really good. I really love it. Okay, yeah. Story is really great. Okay, yeah. The way that they execute the movie was really great. Acting was amazing. Yeah. Specifically, the girl named um, I don't know the name of that actress, but her acting was like wow. Okay, she steal the show. Regarding about the way that she express. By the way, like basically is this thing. The movie is actually revolve around the boy. Okay, this Sayara movie is actually revolve around the boy, but actually this movie is kind of like a only main heart is that girl. Okay, yeah, and it is really good. Like the way that she act, the way that she kind of like assembly, really great. By the way, boy's acting is also really good. Okay, yeah, I'm still not really sure about. Okay, yeah, by the way, I knew this guy named I don't know. He is also from kind of like assembly. Ananya Pandey. Sorry, Ananya Pandey. Anaya Pandey. I don't know. Okay, so basically, this thing he is a kind of like a something the son or maybe kind of like a somebody son of somebody who is actually associated with the Bollywood industry. I'm not really sure about that. Okay, but by the way, this girl is actually like a struggling. Like she doesn't really have any background, Bollywood background, nothing really at all, and she kind of like a simply a fresh new. Okay, yeah. But regarding about the acting, I think that the girl nails it. Okay, the that uh, like basically I'm not really sure what is her name, but her acting was like mind blowing, really great. Okay, yeah. The one of the kind of like really amazing thing regarding about movie is a song, and yes, this movie's song is like my god, like really crazy, like really amazing. The way that they created the song, wow, it's like best. And by the way, this movie, this Sayara movie, is actually based on the kind of like a some song. The story is actually kind of like a based on kind of like a some song too. Okay, yeah. The song is really good. Now this movie is like really good, like really good. If I'm kind of like give the rating regarding about that, ki how does this movie is kind of like a something good or not, I'm kind of like a give 10 out of maybe 8. Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna give you 9 or 10 star because of that. This movie is not that much extraordinary, nothing really at all. It's a kind of like a somebody really the way that movie delivers. Whatever kind of like I'm expecting, I'm getting it, and that is good. Okay, it's not kind of like a telling you so much exaggerated, and it's not kind of like a somebody giving you kind of like a somebody underdeveloped. No, it's kind of like a somebody giving you just right, just right kind of like a what I expect and what I get. This movie is actually giving me that really good. Now this movie is good, yeah. Now what is actually happened? This movie is actually released maybe like a couple of months ago. By the way, today I watched this movie on Netflix. Okay, yeah. So when this movie is actually released on theater, there is a very different thing is actually happened. Different thing what? Like people are started crying, and people are kind of like mostly crying, and lot of kind of like a some video is actually kind of like a somebody came out. What kind of like a video? A video about that ki first of all people are crying. First thing. Another thing is that ki some people are kind of like a somebody do something very, I don't know how do I supposed to say, nonsense stuff, but I'm not really sure is it nonsense or not, because it just kind of like a thing is that na ki how do I supposed to say, it's very hard to explain this thing. Like basically there is a one guy who actually had a saline. Okay, he actually had a kind of like some sort of saline, and he was actually watching that particular movie. Like I don't know why he do that, why he did that, but he did it. Okay, he make a video, upload that video on social media platform. Okay, yeah. Then I seen another guy, another kind of like a couple who kind of like a something dance after the end of the movie, which is okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's it. There is another movie, sorry, there is another guy who is kind of like a something screaming, like really loudly screaming. Okay, yeah, by the way, in the theater, in the Indian theater, by the way, people actually scream. Yeah, that is, yeah. But that particular person is actually screaming not for kind of like a fun or enjoy or things like that. He was kind of like a screaming that he was hurt, like he was crying and screaming. And that's very weird. Okay, yeah. And a lot of kind of like a small video is actually came out from the theater that people are crying and kind of like a somebody doing lot of stupid stuff. Okay, yeah. When those videos actually came out, people are started asking this question, like it became viral. Literally it became viral, and people are kind of like somebody started talking about this and that and that and that. Okay, yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you what is exactly happened. Like basically it's this thing, like I watched couple of videos and what exactly they mention. Okay, I watched couple of videos. Okay, yeah. So basically it's this thing, the people who actually did it, that like a crying and things and that, those are kind of like a simply Gen Z people. Okay, yeah. Now who is a Gen Z? Gen Z means like that people who actually born after the age of 1996. Okay, yeah. The people who actually born after the 1996, these people called as a Gen Z people. Okay, yeah. Why we call it as Gen Z people? Because it's a new generation. Okay, but okay, why? Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, like basically this thing they mention, like basically I watched a couple of videos regarding about the people says, okay, people, okay, I'm not saying any kind of like a reporter thing, no. It's just kind of like a people say on social media platform, they say, quote unquote, they say that ki the Gen Z people are very like a impulsive people, and they actually affected by the story of the movie, and they actually resonate with what exactly happened in that movie, and they try to express that sad emotions while doing that particular activity, like a screaming or crying or kind of like expressing love or things like that. Okay, so this is what actually happened. Okay, yeah. And because of this thing happened, it went so much viral in India, by the way. It went so much viral. Okay, yeah. And because of this thing, everyone says that this movie is kind of like a cheap. Okay, cheap. Like it associates with kind of like a cheap. Okay, yeah. Why? Because of these videos actually came out from the theater and things like that. Like somewhat cheap means like that, na ki, like basically it's just thing that na ki, um like what like let me explain. Okay, yeah, let me explain what exactly cheap means what. Okay, yeah. So let's just say, so let's just imagine there is a person who actually went to the movie, watched this movie. Okay, yeah, Sayara movie. Okay, yeah, he loved that movie, but he never really did any kind of like a stupid stuff. He loved that movie. He really great and things like that. But he was kind of like a bit really hesitate to say this movie is really good because of kind of like a somebody, if I say this movie is really good, that means I am kind of like a somebody belong to this Gen Z category of people. That means I'm very impulsive. That is, I'm kind of like a somebody belong to that category of people who are kind of like a doing those stupid shit. Okay, yeah. So this kind of like a persona is actually created on social media that this movie is not really good, and the people who like this movie, those people are kind of like associate with this category of the people. Okay, like basically Gen Zs and impulsives and kind of like not controlling their emotions, and they just kind of like simply, yeah, uncivilized वगैरह. They mention a lot of stuff वगैरह वगैरह. And because of this thing, bad publicity actually happened throughout this movie. Okay, yeah. But by the way, whatever bad or good publicity, movie kind of like a somebody earned lot of amount of money because yeah, it kind of like a went very viral in box office collection. This movie is kind of like a somebody hit. Okay, yeah. Regarding about how much kind of like a somebody money that spent and how much money that earn, the ratio was kind of like a really incredibly good. So basically, it's hit movie. Okay, yeah. Now, lot of people actually make video on social media platform regarding about this movie, that this movie is like a stupid shit, this and that, this movie is actually cater to the Gen Z people and this is what and stuff like that. Oh yeah, lot of kind of like a simply the backlashes and negative kind of like a simply persona is actually created regarding about this movie. Okay, yeah. And I also thought that maybe this movie is kind of like a something like that. At that time I didn't really watch that movie. Okay, yeah. I thought that okay, maybe this movie is kind of like a something like that. That's it. I didn't really notice that much. Okay, yeah. Now I watched that movie, and this movie is really good. Like basically, it's really good. Okay, like basically, it's not the kind of like a thing that I would kind of like a something criticize and things like. It is good. It is really good. Now, this is the same pattern actually happened in also another movie name. Which movie's name is that like basically Bahubali actor Prabhas name movie. Wait, Prabhas movie. Which word is this? Where is this? Not Salar. Adi Purush. Yeah, Adi Purush. Okay, yeah. So this is the same thing actually happened with the Adi Purush too. Okay, yeah. In the Adi Purush, by the way, Adi Purush is a kind of like a, let me tell you regarding about this movie, Adi Purush. Okay, yeah. So Adi Purush is a kind of like a remake or upgraded version of Ramayan. Ramayan is a kind of like a Hindu kind of like a dharma grantha whatever it is. Okay, yeah. So basically, this thing, this kind of like a try to predict the kind of like a modern world of Ramayan, the way that new filmmaking styles and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. So when this movie actually released, lot of kind of like backlashes actually happened regarding about the movie. People actually criticize this movie in so many level. Okay, by the way, yeah, this movie does kind of like simply have a lot of flaws. Okay, regarding about the dialogues, regarding about the execution, regarding about like yeah, somewhat something. Yeah. Now basically what is actually happened, this movie is actually based on Hindu religious cultural thing. Okay, yeah. And they didn't really make the movie in right way regarding about the dialogues, regarding about everything. Yeah. So people are actually kind of like a feel really hurtful because this movie is kind of like a something hurting their religion. Okay, yeah. So they criticize a lot, so much they criticize a lot regarding about this movie and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. At that time I was also kind of like a somebody said that like it was kind of like actually so much. Okay, yeah. Like the way that virality is actually happened, people actually the way that they criticize the movie was like, dude, like what's wrong in that movie? Okay, so I went there to watch the movie. Okay, yeah. The movie is good. I'm not say that the movie is not bad. Movie is good. Okay, it's not 10 out of 10. It's not 10 out of 9. It's not 10 out of 8 either too. It's maybe 10 out of maybe 7 probably. Okay, still there are a lot of things to work. But I will give you 10 out of 7. Okay, but it's kind of like a something good thing. Like basically this thing na ki it was okay for me. Okay, it was kind of like a something okay. I didn't really affect that much because of that. Ki I was not really associated with the story and things like that. Okay, let me tell you what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, yeah. As I mentioned, this movie is actually hurt lot of kind of like some religious context and things like that. Okay, yeah. The people who are actually belong or following those religious thing, they actually feel really hurtful. They kind of like say that ki this movie is kind of like a somebody hurting their religious point of perspective, so it's not really good, so they might hurt a lot regarding about this movie. Okay, and the way that criticize actually happen and stuff like that. Now what is actually happened, like basically if I'm kind of like somebody try to kind of like sort of tell you if what is actually I understand regarding about these two situation. Okay, this Sayara movie and this Adi Purush movie, what is actually that I found something. um Let me tell you one thing. In India, okay, yeah, movie is not considered as a movie. Okay, yeah. What do you mean by it's not considered as a movie? In here movie means something very different. Okay, yeah. Now what is actually different means what? Okay, yeah. Let me kind of like give you the context and things like that. Okay. uh okay, like right now I'm actually talking about kind of like my stuff inside of my head. I'm not really sure am I right or wrong, so it's completely, I don't know. Okay, yeah. But I think this is in my head, so I'm gonna tell you about that thing. Okay, yeah. In India, okay, specifically I'm talking about in Indian point of perspective. In India we have very big fan culture. Very big fan culture. Now what is actually means by that? It means that we have kind of like a lot of fan regarding about celebrities and things like that, which is really unique. Okay, okay. What exactly it means? It means that na ki okay, so it's very hard to explain, but let me give you. Okay, let me give you kind of like a things. Okay, yeah, like basically every country has its own celebrities and things like that, and people are fan too. Why does in India have a kind of like a some very crazy fan base? Because in India people are not just fan here. They are like basically what is actually fan means. Like basically is this thing. Let's just say that ki I like Shah Rukh Khan. So am I a fan of Shah Rukh Khan? Yes, I like Shah Rukh Khan. The way that he acting, the way that he personality is good. Yeah, I am a fan of Shah Rukh Khan. Okay, I called myself as a fan. That's it. Okay, if if Shah Rukh Khan is actually in front of me, should I take selfie with him? Well, I want to take a selfie with him, but probably he might be kind of like surrounded by a lot of people and things like that, and basically is this thing. Even if there is a lot of people is not over there, I will gonna try to consent them. Sir, I'm really big fan. Can I take a selfie? If he says yes, okay, then I will take a selfie. If he's not really comfortable, yeah, I will get out. Like basically I don't want to invade their private space. No, nothing at all. Okay, yeah. Because yes, I like this person, but still is this thing that he I'm okay. Okay, like basically, if he is kind of like, I will gonna take a photo instead of selfie. I will gonna, or maybe I will gonna take a selfie from far away. Like basically, maybe I'm kind of like only 10 feet away from the Shah Rukh Khan. I will gonna take a selfie with him. That's it. Okay, that's it probably. Okay. Now, what exactly happened? I'm kind of like a called as a fan. Okay, basically this is called kind of like a, simply as a fan. But in India, fan are extremely crazy is because of that ki people are worship their kind of like a somebody stars or celebrity. What do you mean by worship? Worship means like that ki they actually pray the Bollywood star, their Tamil star and things like that. Worship, like literally worship, like a Rajnikant is a kind of like a person who called as a kind of like a somebody superstar, which is yeah, like a, whatever the tag that you wanted to give it, yeah. But the way that they worship the Rajnikant was like super crazy. Like basically is this thing. I am kind of like a called as a some sort of fan of some sort of celebrity. It is okay, but worship that particular celebrity, it was not okay because it's not really good thing. Really not good thing because let me tell you what exactly happened. Okay, I kind of like simply remember when the movie name Robot. Okay, first movie by the way, Rajnikant. No, not Rajnikant first movie. Rajnikant movie named Robot actually released. Okay, yeah. Is it? I'm not really sure about that particular thing. Okay, yeah, but this is what something really happened. Okay, yeah. When this movie is actually released, the the people in the Telugu or South India maybe, I'm not really sure about that. Okay, I just watch a kind of like a particular video and stuff like that. So they make a kind of like a something a poster, a very big poster, probably maybe 50 to 50 to 100 feet probably. It was very like almost like a 2-3 story building tall. Okay, yeah, poster of Rajnikant. Okay, yeah. Now, this is very big poster, like literally just like 50 feet or maybe 70 feet. This is really like a 2-story poster, which is like a really big. Okay, yeah, a cutout of the Rajnikant. Okay, yeah, that is okay. Maybe they did it like a kind of like a, as a marketing point of perspective. They did it. That is okay. Now, what exactly happened that ki, they they kind of like a somebody like I don't know, I'm not really sure, I am really sorry regarding about rituals. I just seen it, I don't know what is that. Okay, have you seen a milk? Obviously everyone seen milk. Okay, is it milk or I'm not really sure what is exactly that. Okay, so they kind of like a something have a very big kind of like a container of milk and they pour it on that poster. I don't know why, but it's a kind of like a somebody ritual. They mention that ki it's a kind of like a something a fresh new beginning, and that's why we are kind of like a somebody kind of like a somebody I don't know what exactly that. I am not really sure what I saw. I don't know what exactly is this thing. The video is like I just watched that video and it's like, boy, okay, yeah. And Rajnikant is not just a one person. Okay, there are so many people. Um, there is also another character name I'm not really sure about this. Wait, let me Google it. Let me Google it. This person name. This person wait. Actress name Pooja Hegde. Okay, yeah. Pooja Hegde movies. And this movie, this person, his name is Vijay Thalapathy. Vijay Thalapathy, like basically it says Vijay. It's only Vijay, probably. Okay, it's a Vijay. Okay, I'm not really sure about the name. Okay, so this is person. This is Vijay. Okay, this person is like incredibly famous in South India. Incredibly, like people are went so crazy regarding about this movie. Okay, I also watch a kind of like assembly of footages, not about movie, but kind of like assembly is this thing that key. This movie is something. This movie is kind of like something happened in the theater. Okay, yeah, and the movie was packed by a lot of actions and things like that. People went crazy. People just feel like that. Wow, this movie is like really great and things and that. Okay, and when this thing happened, they watched the movie. Movie was really great. Everything is really great. But people are, I don't know why, but people are kind of like a tear the like a the theater seats, no? Like basically there is a kind of like a seat that people actually sit and kind of like watch the movie. They tear that all the seats. They throw. They just they just destroy entire theater, and I don't know why. Okay, yeah, like basically they say that he this movie is a kind of like a, so much violence and things and that and stuff like that, and people are so inspired to do this thing, and that's why they just kind of like a, somebody tear the seats and things and that. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did they do that? Okay, like this exactly happened. Like basically, let me tell you one thing. Have you like basically is this thing that when I watched the movie named Matrix. Matrix is a kind of like a somebody very action Hollywood movie. I watched that movie. After I watched the movie, I also kind of like doing this karate and things like that. Even if I don't know anything at all, I'm doing it. The same thing happened in the theater too. But the way that I'm doing the karate is kind of like a somebody is this thing that no one is actually looking at me, and I'm kind of like doing it that I'm trying to make sure that no one is actually hurt by my action. But they did it on purposefully as action, and they just kind of like tear that seats and stuff like that. I was like, why does they do that? I just don't know. Okay, yeah. There are lot of kind of like simply the South Indian movie. South Indian movie. There is celebrity, Allu Arjun. Are people are worship over there. Legitimately worship over there. They just kind of like not only watch their movie, but they just worship over there. Okay, yeah. This is kind of like really crazy fan culture in South India. Okay, yeah. In rest of the India, does we have kind of like a crazy fan culture? Well, probably I'm not really sure, because most of the kind of like a fan culture that I've seen mostly in South India. Okay, yeah, because in a northern belt or kind of like a kind of like a somebody just in Maharashtra or like basically where I live, I haven't really seen that much kind of like a somebody crazy fan base. But it doesn't mean that it's not available. Like basically people actually people are very crazy about this thing, but still is this thing that it's not really that crazy as compared to South Indian films. Okay, by the way, I'm not kind of like a somebody discriminating or things like that. I'm just trying to talk about this kind of like a somebody crazy fan culture. Okay, so in India we have very fan culture. I already mentioned regarding about that. Okay, now because of this thing, there is a kind of like a lot of kind of like assembly things happened regarding about the Bollywood film industry and things like that. Okay, let me tell you one thing. In India, we have multiple filmmaking kind of like assembly business. Okay, we have Bollywood. Bollywood is a mainstream line. Okay, then there is a Tollywood is a South Indian film. Okay, South Indian film. Yeah, okay, then there is a Marathi film. There is a kind of like a Bengali films. There is a kind of like a Bhojpuri films. Okay, like we actually make lot of movies in multiple languages too. Okay, but in specifically, South films are kind of like a simply very like a unique in its story and everything like that. Okay, and most of the time, Bollywood actually copy that story and kind of like a re-release in the Bollywood version. Gajni, okay, Singham, then Wanted, then a lot of kind of like a movie in Bollywood, which kind of like a simply the remake version of South movies. Okay, and those movies are kind of like a simply perform really good in the Bollywood film industry. Okay, and they don't really give any credit to the South film. Kabir Singh, okay, is a kind of like a somebody exact replica of Arjun Reddy, exact replica, scene to scene. Okay, but they didn't really give any credit to those kind of like a South Indian movie. So in a South India, they have kind of like a something very crazy, like a crazy, not crazy. They kind of like something very frustrated regarding about these Bollywood things, because Bollywood is never really have create any original content. They just copy and kind of like make a lot of amount of money. Okay, yeah. Like basically, is this thing the Arjun Reddy movie was kind of like a release in kind of like a some place South India, and they kind of like earn significant amount of money, not really that much. But when the Kabir Singh release, and when it kind of like a movie is actually released and it kind of like introduced to the masses and things like that, it earns so much amount of money, and money is not actually given to the, like basically is this thing, they actually give the credit as a name and things like that, but it's not like a basically it's just kind of like simply the copy and things like that, copy and paste. Okay, so because of this thing, the credibility of Bollywood movies became like a lesser. Okay, yeah, like a basically like a people actually consider that ki the South Indian film movie are kind of like a somebody create original content and really good content. Okay, yeah. And then after that, South Indian films are making really amazing movies like um Bahubali, amazing. Bahubali 2, really amazing. Pushpa 2, amazing. KGF, amazing. Then that three movie, not three movies. Okay, so basically, what is exactly that? Like a I just completely forget that movie. I do know that. Okay, okay, it's what is it? Wait, let me know. Let me. Okay, Natu song. No, what is exactly name? Wait, Natu Natu song from RRR. Okay, RRR movie, really massive hit. Like it went to Oscar. It also win the Oscar too. So these are movies are represent a South films, and they are kind of like a dominate the Bollywood, and it was really great and things like that. So because of this happened, people are kind of like assembly things that, not only things, they started believing that ki Bollywood is gone. Like a Bollywood doesn't really make any kind of like a movie. There is a lot of kind of like a allegation actually happened in a Bollywood movies too, like a nepotism, like very crazy nepotism. Okay, yeah. The success rate of kind of like assembly, basically they don't really allow to kind of like assembly newcomers to kind of like a get into the Bollywood movie. Chances would be almost like a negligible, nothing really at all. So nepotism is everywhere and things and that. So basically is this thing, the South film is kind of like giving the opportunity for newcomers, new talent, new story and everything, and Bollywood just copy and everything, and they just have kind of like a story from the gangsters, nepotism and things, and that people have started believing that ki Bollywood movie is not really good movie. They didn't really make the kind of like some good movie. They just kind of like simply copy and paste. Okay, yeah. And by the way, the kind of like I say same thing actually happened. Like basically, a lot of the movies are actually get released. Like almost like a 100 out of maybe almost like a 70% of the movies are kind of like a somebody maybe copy of something, or maybe kind of like a somebody inspired by something, or maybe kind of like a somebody just not good. Only 30% movie might be kind of like a somebody somewhat something considered as a kind of like a really good, but then nothing really at all. Okay, yeah. So because of this frustration and things and that, people actually kind of like a believe that ki Bollywood movie is not really great. So even if when the Bollywood kind of like a release something movie, okay, they don't really have any flaws and things like that, but people are kind of like looking at them like there is a nepo kid, so this movie is not really good and things like that. So yeah, like basically same thing happened with the Sayara movie, that ki the main lead actor is also kind of like a from the Bollywood family or things like that. So nepo kid. So they just, yeah. There is also another movie release name Sadak 2. By the way, let me tell you one thing. Okay, there is a Bollywood actor named um what is exactly name of this Bollywood actor? I just completely forget. Okay. Um तू मेरा बॉयफ्रेंड, तू मेरा बॉय बॉयफ्रेंड, मैं तेरी गर्लफ्रेंड, तू मेरा बॉयफ्रेंड मैं तेरी गर्लफ्रेंड, रप्ता मूवी, Okay, what is the name of this person? Uh, movie name Rapta movie. Who I just completely forget his name. Sushant Singh Rajput. Yeah, sorry, Sushant Singh Rajput. Okay, yeah. So basically, in couple of year ago, Sushant Singh Rajput is a kind of like a somebody, um, like a suicide. Okay, yeah. And the reason was that he has actually feeling lot of stress regarding about the Bollywood and things like that. Even if he achieved a lot of good movies in his career, but he didn't really get that much recognition from the Bollywood movies, like a Bollywood people and things like that. So he just kind of like a suicide and things like that. This thing happened, people went crazy, like super crazy, regarding about nepotism, regarding about the movies, regarding about copy, regarding about masala movie, regarding about everything. They just consider that Bollywood is just die, they just literally die and things like that. So whenever any kind of like a movie actually release, people don't really go to watch. Like basically is this thing, like do I like which movie should I supposed to go into the watch? Like basically is this thing that if the people actually around me kind of like say that thing, bhai, this movie is really good, let's go to watch, then I might gonna go. But until and unless, I will not gonna go. Okay, like basically is this thing now, ki last time I went to watch movie name RRR. Mind blowing. I really love it, that movie. Not only the movie, but as also the theater experience. Really crazy, really great. KGF, I also want to watch the movie. Crazy experience, not only the movie, but theater experience. The people went wild and things like that. Oh my god. This kind of like an experience that never really get when I watch this movie on OTT or any kind of like assembly in screen. Like it kind of like has to be experienced in theater, and this movie actually delivered that, and I experienced this thing. It was like really great. So when I decided that when I want to watch movie in theater, I'm gonna make sure that this situation should supposed to be resonate. Like people are crazy and things, and that I love not only the movie but as well as kind of like some the experience and things like that. And when the OTT came, it's just like basically within a month you will gonna get the movie in the OTT platform. So why would I supposed to go to the watch movie in theater, spend almost like a 200-300 rupees for kind of like some stuff? Nothing really at all. Okay, yeah. So basically, is this thing Bollywood actually crippled from everywhere? Okay, they are not making movie. They are actually getting a lot of allegations regarding about the nepotism, the drugs, the gangster, everything. Okay, yeah. And like basically they are kind of like surrounded by a lot of losses and things like that. Okay, yeah. So whenever any kind of like movie release, people don't really came to watch. People don't really kind of like think about kind of like simply go and watch the movie. Nothing really at all. One thing. Another thing is that when the movie is kind of like simply went little bit light up, like a limelight, like a basically Sayara movie or kind of like a simply the Adi Purush movie came into some sort of limelight, people are kind of like simply criticize that movie, things and that. So because of this thing, I think that the basically 70% of the movies, yeah, still worse and things like that. But some of the movies are really good, and they need a kind of like a simply little bit of something appreciation. Saira is one of them. Adi Purush, not that much. Like I'm not gonna show it. It need a lot of appreciation, but still, they don't. They are not kind of like a simply kind of like a validate for that much criticism. But still, Sayara is a kind of like a movie that really required a little bit of appreciation, because this movie is not kind of like a nepotism, nothing really at all. This movie is not, yeah, there is a boy, there is an actor who is actually belong to the Bollywood industry, but still, he also kind of like did a lot of struggle. And regarding about nepotism, nothing really at all. Like people also do struggle over there too. It's not really that kind of like something easy as them for them. Whatever. But what I'm trying to tell you this, the movie is good. Okay, yeah. And people actually criticize a lot regarding about not only the Sayara movie but any kind of like movie, and I think that those are movie are kind of like assembly like are meant to be kind of like things like basically is this thing. Some of the movies are really worthless to watch. Baghi, okay, Baghi 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, what the fuck was that? Like basically is this thing, na the the actor named Tiger Shroff. is kind of like a sign up those movies and just for kind of like a showing the body and dance and nothing really at all. The stories are actually fuck all. I don't know why does he make that movie, but okay, this like I'm not I should supposed to be that I shouldn't supposed to be the criticize this person. Like basically it's this thing now. It's not the kind of like a person, it's kind of like a only movie. Okay, yeah. Then like some of the movies are really shit. Like like there is a movie name um okay, the character name, what is actually that character name? Fuck, I forgot the name, dude. Like basically the person who actually sing from nose. Who's that guy? Himesh Reshmiya? Yeah, Himesh Reshmiya. Oh my god. He actually released a kind of like a movie name. I'm not really sure what is that. I didn't really watch the movie. I watched the theater. Like I watched the trailer. Oh my god, this movie is actually kind of like a king of worse. Like I don't know why. And I really love to go to the watch movies because this movie is actually like really worse. Like let me tell you one thing now. Okay, there is a two condition when I watch the movie. First condition is that that movie is really good, really great, and another is that that movie is really worse. Okay, yeah, like basically this thing. I went with my friend to watch movie named Gadar 2. Legitimately, oh my god, this movie is like, oh fuck up, dude. I don't know why, but like last year maybe I don't know in 2024 maybe I in 2022 I'm not really sure, but I went there to watch movie Gadar 2 with my friend. Like basically my friend actually convinced me to go to the watch movie. Let's just say let's go to the movie. I watched that movie, dude. This movie is like super fucked up, dude. Super fucked up. Okay, yeah, they're still in 1970 where kind of like a thing at a kind of like a we are war against the Pakistan and things like that. And this way that they execute the movie, just like a lot of fucked up shit, dude. Okay, yeah. Super worse. Okay, yeah. But it's just like there is a like basically there are so many movies are kind of like a somebody belong to the kind of like a somebody the not really good movie, really not. Like regarding about the like basically this thing, the Bollywood film industry is not only earning money from just a story. No, they already knew that. They already focus on just a multiple revenue sources like a song and digital rights and things, and that's it. Like the movie also released a couple of months ago named Houseful 3 or 4, I'm not really sure. Okay, yeah, still one of the worst. I haven't really watched the movie, but regarding about the theater or regarding about the trailer, it was like I don't really think that it would kind of like worth my time to watch that movie. So and that this is why kind of like some credibility of Bollywood kind of like went down. But there is a couple of movies that are kind of like doing really great. But because of everyone actually kind of like somebody doing worse, so people are actually thinking that they are kind of like doing a worse. Like it's a kind of like a thing that na ki like you are not actually expecting any good things in gutter, right? So whatever in the gutter, it's not good. So this is what exactly the situation it became right now regarding about the Bollywood, because 70-80% of the movies are really worthless shit and fuck all. So that's why kind of like most of people thinks that this Bollywood is actually fucked up, and whatever the movie is kind of like doing something really good, people actually went crazy that this movie is not really good. Okay, so basically they just kind of like somebody the yeah. So this is what it is. But maybe number might be kind of like telling something very different. Like basically this is thing na ki there is a lot of thing actually happened, but recently Shah Rukh Khan has actually come back. Okay, yeah, and he actually revived the Bollywood probably if I'm gonna say. Okay, name Jawan and Jawan movie, and there is also another movie. Two movie actually released in 2024 of Shah Rukh Khan. Really incredible stories, acting, execution. By God, really great. Okay, yeah. But still, Shah Rukh Khan is not the Bollywood. Okay, yeah. By the way, Salman Khan is also try. His movie is also even more fucked up. So he didn't really kind of like a chance to survive. By the way, Amir Khan, also kind of like a legendary actor. Okay, yeah, he also failed in that particular thing too. Okay, yeah. um, the movie name, which movie? The Forrest Gump copy movie. I'm not really sure what exactly that. Okay, yeah, like basically just like drop down. People don't really like it. Okay, yeah. And the Shah Rukh Khan, sorry, Amir Khan new movie name Sitaare Zamin Par. I'm not really sure. He just kind of like changed the everything. He just kind of like a thing that he just released this movie in YouTube platform. I don't know who's actually watching the movie on Bluetooth platform. Okay, yeah. Because let me tell you one thing, na. Watching the movie on YouTube platform is a far more expensive than watching in OTT, because OTT people actually already subscribe to the OTT. Okay, yeah. So if you are kind of like a paying money to watch movie on YouTube, people are not crazy. Like basically, is this thing like also the movie name like a Sitare Zamin Par is also copy version of kind of like a Hollywood movie name, Champion. Okay, probably Champion. I'm not really sure about that. Okay, so basically, why does people will kind of like a go and watch the? I will kind of like go to the kind of like a, maybe there is a kind of like a torrent might have kind of like a movie might be available. Sitare Zamin Par. I don't know. Yeah, but the image that created by the Bollywood film industry is like a really wrong. Huh, I'm talking about the Bollywood film industry, but film industry not just a Bollywood. Like there is a new kind of like a something new evolution actually created, web series. Like it decided regarding about the OTT, people actually went crazy regarding about OTTs, and people actually watch a lot of kind of like a OTT things like a web series, and lot of kind of like some web series are kind of like somebody stepping their stone, and kind of like people are loving it. Panchayat, oh my god, Amazon web series. Then uh, like a lot of kind of like web series, like I don't know about the names. Okay, yeah, like there is a kind of like a web series name, the Fultapur, like a kind of like it will be the Tripathi movie, like a Mahesh Tripathi. I just completely forgot his name. Okay, this guy is wait, what is exactly that? Parampur nine. What is actually web series? Wait, web series in India. Okay, so basically, what is it? Let me best web series. Like lot of kind of like basically is this thing that there is a lot of kind of like some web series are kind of like somebody came out, which is really good, really great regarding about the execution and things like that, and the Bollywood is kind of like not doing that well. Okay, yeah. So what do you think? What would be kind of like somebody future will you are actually seeing regarding about the Bollywood? Well, I'm not kind of like the person who kind of like sees, and I don't know regarding about the Bollywood film industry what it went through, but right now this is the new era. Okay, yeah, and the and basically people are kind of like assembly, like people are like basically the audience are like basically is this thing the as I mentioned, people are kind of like assembly very worship the kind of like celebrity things like that here, but right now in 2025 people are not really that much crazy. Yeah, definitely not. Maybe fan fan craze would be available in South India maybe, but in a kind of like a central, people are not really that much crazy regarding about movie. Yeah, like basically they are crazy regarding about movie, but they are not crazy regarding about the Bollywood movie. Nothing really at all. Like basically, if the Bollywood movie kind of like a really making something really good and things like that, they appreciate, or maybe I don't know, dude. It's like that, na ki I don't know. I just still don't know. It's nothing really at all. But regarding about this movie, Sayara movie, I love it. I really love it. It's a really good movie. Okay, yeah. It is also a copy. Okay, yeah. This movie is also really good, but it is also a copy movie of South Korean movie, A Moment to Remember. And when I heard that it's a copy movie, I just feel like that, dude, yeah, where it is original content. Why not people are actually creating original? And basically in India, in Bollywood, they have really good stories, dude, really good stories, but the producer and director and kind of like they are not choose that story, they are kind of like a choose a such a story, they have kind of like a masala and actions and things and people love to watch, and that's it. Badi Mia Choti Mia Part 2, Oh my god, what the fuck was movie that, dude? Like basically, Badi Mia Choti Mia is a original classic movie regarding about the Govinda and kind of like Amitabh Bachchan. Classic brotherhood, dude. They kind of like a fuck up with this movie, like a Badi Mia Choti Mia too. I don't know what the fuck was that name. They just, yeah. Sometimes I just like went crazy. Huh, some of the movies are really good, like Chava. By the way, yeah, that is really also really good. Chava movies as kind of historical figure, and it's really good execution and things like that. My God, really great. What is actually purpose of this? What is actually why are you started talking about this Bollywood and stuff like that? Like basically this thing, na, ki I was actually kind of like a somebody the watch. I watched this movie named Sitaare movie, and I don't really think that ki this movie is actually doesn't really require that much kind of like a some hate or that, but still people actually giving the hate regarding about that movie and stuff like that. And I try to analyze this, why is this thing happen and stuff like that. So that's why I just kind of like mention this thing. By the way, I am not an expert in anything at all. I'm not really I I I didn't really watch that many movies either too. Okay, yeah, I'm just kind of like giving my thought process. So maybe I'm completely wrong, or maybe I'm completely right. I'm not really sure about that. It's just my thought process regarding about that stuff. By the way, it's been almost like a 51 minute. I should supposed to be end here. So this is it, and thank you.